friends, and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the foods, the snack foods that have a zero effect on the glycemic index system. Do you know which ones they are? Do you know what the glycemic index system is? Well, if you answer no to both of these questions, well, don't worry, because by watching this video right till the end, you'll learn a lot about these two topics. Plus, I'm going to give you a list of those foods as well. The glycemic index system is a food rating system that rates foods according to how quickly they turn to sugar and will have an effect on your blood sugar number after you eat the food. The system does this by providing all foods with a number 0 to 50. The food slowly turns to sugar. 55 to 100. The food quickly turns to sugar and will have an effect on your blood sugar number. Now, you must understand this because this is very important. This system will not tell you how that food affected your blood sugar number, what your number is going to be after you eat the food. You need to test your blood sugar number 1 hour later. Well, why are you probably asking me? Because during this 1 hour period, this is when our peak happens after we eat the food. And by testing this 1 hour later, you'll know how that food affected your blood sugar number, and you'll be able to incorporate it in a way in which it will not spike your blood sugar too high. Also, during this peak, this is when all of the health problems start. Diabetic or not, this 1 hour later is very important. Now, you're probably going to ask me why we've been told 2 hours later. Well, my friends, I have a sneaky hunch why we've been told 2 hours later. Here it is. Because after 2 hours, where most people have a working pancreas, your blood sugar will start to go down. And then when you test it at that time, 2 hours later, well, you're going to say, hey, look, I just had that piece of cake. And look, the blood sugar numbers are down. So, my friends, 1 hour later. How did I realize this? Well, I've been a diabetic for over 20 years. And by testing this way, I've been able to keep off all diabetic meds. Now, I've been a diabetic, type 2 diabetic for 20 years. So this is a big difference when you're type 1. So I wanted to make this clear. So I realized that during this 1 hour, that's how I found out which foods affected my blood sugar the right way. So my friends, 1 hour later is very important. Now I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what a glycemic index system food chart looks like. If you look on your screen, you'll see the first one. They'll come in different ways. This one usually just has numbers on the top and columns and description of foods. Now, when you look at the next one, it is a food system that is color coded. Usually red, green, yellow. Red meaning it quickly turns to sugar. Green, you should start to think about. Sorry, yellow means you should start to think about it. And green meaning it is a safe food, a slowly sugar spike. But don't be fooled by the glycemic index system. It only tells you how quickly the food turns to sugar. You should be checking this 1 hour later to find out. So now, my friends, here's the moment you've been waiting for. I'm going to be giving you the list of those snack foods with a 0 score rating on the glycemic index system. Now, you'll be surprised as what they are because you might not consider them as snack foods, but when you are a diabetic, well, it's up to you to eat these foods because they won't spike your blood sugar numbers. I'm just providing you information. So they're not going to be in any order because they all have a 0 spike. So here we go. The first one is boiled eggs. One boiled egg has a glycemic index of, guess. Let me hear you say it. 0. That's right. So one boiled egg has a glycemic index of 0. Don't go putting on mayo and all that stuff, then you blow the whole deal. Nutritional values, amazing. protein, iron, all of your vitamins. It keeps you full. It'll control your weight, and it won't spike your blood sugar numbers too high. So that's one boiled egg is 0 on the glycemic index system. Next, you're looking at almonds. 1 cup of almonds. Think about how those big juicy almonds are. 1 cup. The GI is, you guessed it, 0. So the nutritional values packed with protein and fiber keeps you full, keeps your weight down, keeps your blood sugar normal, and makes you go to the bathroom. So if you're not full with that 1 egg, have a couple of almonds, and then you should get full. Then the next one is, here we go. We're looking at a piece of hard cheese. The glycemic index system rating is, once again, is 0. So try to have some cheese into your diet. I know it doesn't necessarily sound like the snack foods that we're normally used to hearing of, but it is, my friends. The glycemic index is 0. The nutritional values, well, you got your calcium and protein. Then we're going to have beef jerky or beef sticks, depending on where you live and what they're called. 1 stick has a glycemic index of, well, you got it, is 0. Nutritional values are lots of protein and calcium, which will keep you full, keep your blood sugar even, and make you go to the washroom because it does have fiber. Now, if you're concerned about your salt intake, it is a little bit high on sodium. So find out how much you're allowed per day and try to include that into your diet. Now we're going to move on to the next one, which is, just let me look at my script here. Well, bacon strips. That's right, bacon strips or bacon. About, well, you know what? Any amount is about 0 on the glycemic index system. Again, they are full of protein, calcium, which will keep you full and will not make you gain a lot of weight, plus keep your blood sugar even. So, my friends, those are the 0 snack foods that have a 0 effect on the glycemic index system. Well, my friends, the glycemic index system only plays a little part in helping you with your type 2 diabetes. There's a few tools that I'm going to go over that you could put in your toolbox that will help you with your type 2 diabetes. Number one, the first one is, of course, testing. I always push the testing because of my history of type 2 diabetes, which, once again, I've had it for 20 years. And thanks to testing, I've been able to stay off diabetic medication. Why? Well, because when you test your food, you will understand which foods will affect, how they will affect your blood sugar number. And when you start to get this aha moment, well, you will learn how to incorporate them into your diet in a way that it will not, that food will not super spike your blood sugar number. Now, by testing, that's how I was able to do this. Now, even going further back, because before YouTube was around or all of your technology. Well, it's going back a little bit further. That's how long I've had type 2 diabetes. I did use the glycemic index system because it provided me with, an idea of how quickly that food I was eating turned to sugar. And the system was great because it gives you, sometimes it has pictures of food. And when I was looking at the food and I was looking at the number, I realized that, well, this food was probably not good, and I started to remove it. And that's what started me to get into the testing mode. Then, as time went by, I went into using test strips. Now, they're usually a little bit expensive, I understand, but there is a way to test your blood at a cheaper rate. Now, I realized this by purchasing monitors that actually have test strips that cost the cheapest. This is the best way because don't look at how expensive the monitor is, look at how cheap the test strips are. Now, I'm going to save you a little bit of money here. Now, because my channel is not sponsored by any company, I can't tell you the brand that I use, but I'm going to give you a little description of it. The one that I use comes in a yellow box and it has a butterfly on it. For those of you that have been diabetic for a while, you will already know exactly which one I'm using. For those of you that have not been diabetic yet, well, you know what? Just talk to your pharmacist, tell them which monitor comes with the cheapest test strips, and then you'll be able to test your blood sugar like that. But if it is still expensive for you, well, then use the glycemic index chart. So then, when I realized which foods affected those numbers, well, you know what? I got the aha moment. I started to incorporate them into my diet. So the next tool that you have that you could put in your toolbox that is the most important that will help you with your type 2 diabetes is diet, of course. So, like I just said, once I understood what those foods were, I eliminated them or incorporated them into my diet in a way that it did not spike my blood sugar numbers. Now, which now I'm going to give you some more tips to help you save money. I'm going to tell you what those foods are, which you should be careful of. By testing, I found out that all those Frankenstein foods spiked my blood sugar super high. What are those Frankenstein foods? Well, I realized that grains, oats, and fruits are not my friends. Had I not tested, I would have never known this. You're probably going to ask me, well, grains are supposed to be healthy for us. Well, my friends, yes, they are healthy. The way Mother Nature gave them to us from the ground up. But when man processes them into Frankenstein foods, well, they become dangerous. So, what are these Frankenstein foods? Well, all the good tasting foods that man processed into making money, right? They are all of your pastas, breads, brown, all your rice, all your potatoes, all your snack foods, most of your snack foods, and most of your fruits. That's right. I'm going to save you lots of testing by telling you what those foods are, which I just did. So when I realized that these are problematic foods, well, I really actually eliminated most of them. I stay with the proteins and the vegetables because I realized that those foods did not spike my blood sugar as much as the ones that I just mentioned. Now, you know what? I'm not telling you stop eating all those foods. They're bad for you. They're not good for you. Stop, stop. No, this is not that kind of a channel. I'm just providing you the information. Now, you could do what you like with it. But like I always say, when you have knowledge, that's power, my friends. All right, now I'm going to throw in one more tool that you could put in your toolbox, which is exercise. We all know that exercise obviously helps with our oxygen levels, building our bones, cardiovascular. But exercise also helps with our blood sugar numbers because when we exercise, our body becomes stronger with cardiovascular and muscles. When the muscles become stronger and you move more, well, all that sugar that's floating around in your body after you eat will be burned up faster than when you would not be doing anything. Now, I get it. Some of us are limited as to what we're able to do, but like I always say, check with your doctor to find out what you could do. And I'm sure they'll come up with a way or send you to some a coach or physiotherapy place that will teach you some exercise that you could do. Now, here's another thing I want to stress. You hear a lot of people saying, well, you know what? I'm cutting sugars. I'm cutting all the extra sugars. And if I do that, well, you know what? It'll help with the blood sugar numbers. Well, my friends, it can for a while, but you know what? It won't totally help you. You have to understand that after we eat, everything turns to sugar, even the foods that slowly turn to sugar. And when all these all these sugar stays in our body, it floats around for a long time, and then it is stored into a liver and becomes fat. You know what? That's going to become a problem too. So it's not just all that extra sugar, it's the food that we eat. So when you find out that how those foods affect your blood sugar, try to eliminate those too. And then you'll see how everything works. You'll lose weight and your blood sugar numbers will come down. And here's an extra bonus. If you really eliminate those Frankenstein foods, well, you know what? The weight will come out even quicker and you won't have to exercise as much. That's another free tip I'm going to give you. But that doesn't give you a free pass, though, not to exercise, because you still have to worry about your cardiovascular and your muscles, right? So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the snack foods that have a zero rating on the glycemic index system. That concludes my coverage on the glycemic index system, and we're going to be starting a new topic in the next video. So, my friends, don't forget, all carbs turn to sugar, and knowledge is power, and testing is important. So, keep continuing to share the video, hit the like button, and as always, subscribe to my channel so YouTube will let you know every time I post a video up. I try to post videos up once a week on YouTube as time and scheduling permits. So if you subscribe to my channel, you'll find out when I post the videos. All right, my friends, that's it for now, and we'll see you soon. Bye.